Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Linda Israel, and thank you so very much for coming to my live stream here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate your support and for taking the time to come here and hang out. There are a few things that I want to go over before the actual live started, so this is a recording. First of all, I want to make sure that you like this video and subscribe, so give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell up in the corner. That way you'll get a notification whenever I upload a video. I have a broadcast post or even a live stream. If you're watching this video as a replay and you're on a computer, look for the little gear at the bottom. You can change the speed to speed it up. Or if you're on a mobile device, look for the little three dots and usually you can change the playback speed there. My live streams generally last about 2 hours. They can go as long as 3 hours. It kind of depends on what we're working on that day and how the feedback is in the chat. While you're watching, you earn junk bucks. So if you are here in order to get those junk bucks accumulating, go ahead and type hello in the chat and my little bot, Junkie Joe, will see you and then you'll start accruing junk bucks. And you're wondering, well, what do I do with those junk bucks? Well, you can accumulate those, and once you have 2,000 of them, you can type !award and you can redeem them for a $10 off coupon to my shop. You can earn junk bucks while you're here and when you are chatting, as well as when you play the in-chat game. So look for those as they come up, and if you make a donation. For those of you that make a donation during my live stream, make sure that you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com, and if you haven't already done so, create a user account. When you make a donation during my live stream, basically you're buying a membership to my website and to the live stream. In my opinion, what we're doing is you're accumulating that money in my account. Thank you for that donation. And as a reward, you will get 5% off your orders at lindaisrael.com. And during the live stream, if I have a journal that I'm giving away at the very end, you are eligible to win that journal. Anybody that makes a donation gets into that drawing by manually typing in the raffle at the end, but then you also get the discount membership on my website. Thank you to Robin, who is my administrator during the live stream. She helps me out with answering questions as well as giving information. She is also my administrator over at the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, please do. We'd love to have you over there. You're welcome to share what you're working on. Speaking of sharing, during the live today, you can speak up in the chat and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You will not be able to share your link to your channel, but you can at least say, hey, my name is, and this is what I do. And then your friends that come into the chat can follow each other. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you will be kind to those that are here. If you have a question, put it in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those. The chat sometimes goes pretty fast, so I don't always see it, so do ask again. And at the same time, if you're in the chat and you know the answer to somebody's question, please speak up and give them the answer. Check the description box for links to products that I share today. Yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, which means I do get a commission on items that you purchase through my link. If you're going to buy something anyway, I greatly appreciate it. It does not cost you any extra. It just gives me a little bit of a commission, which helps me buy products to show you here. If you win one of the raffles, you can start right now by typing !raffle. Do make sure that you go over to my website, and if you haven't already created a user account, that way I will have your contact information so I can send you your prize. I am starting a raffle right now that is for 200 junk bucks, so you can get well on your way to accumulating your junk bucks. Let's have some fun today and let's get started. Thanks everybody for being here. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You've ignored the crown, Julie. Well, Do I have a crown? Probably not, because I don't chat like you guys and gals do. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you had an amazing week last week. Did you see the tutorial that I shared last week? I know Julie did, and I believe Margie was there as well. I was on vacation. Henry took me on a cruise to celebrate my birthday. So we had a beautiful, relaxing time. It was really hot where we were, but thankfully we had air conditioning and we were able to enjoy some live music and some performances, like very entertaining performances, and ate some good food and just relaxed and enjoyed ourselves. I last week shared how to use a napkin to make an oversized journal page. I happen to have this napkin in my stash and it worked out perfectly to attach it to a book page. And then I shared making a pocket and a journal card to go in the pocket. I even used buttons. I have very rarely used buttons in my journal in a while because it makes it so bumpy, but I did use some buttons. I also used some cute little trim and a little bit of lace and some stamped images. And then over here I made some giant journal cards. I took some cardstock that is a textured, it's kind of a linen texture on it, and I stenciled it. And then I had this stationery that my grandmother-in-law, I think that's what we call her Mommy Tommy. She bought some stationery and gave it to me, and I thought, well, this would be pretty here. And then I just used some scraps to finish out this page. So I hope y'all enjoyed that tutorial last week. My light is brighter than normal. I did make some adjustments, so hopefully it's you can see me. Hey Jennifer, welcome, welcome, welcome. This was one of the pages we made a couple of weeks ago that has some layers on it using some of the ephemera that we've been making over the past few weeks as well. Another large journal card, another one in here, rubber stamped images, using some stenciling. Use this, I don't know what you call this paper. It's a mulberry paper that has glitter on it. Okay, it's too white. Okay, let me make a change because let me see. Is this the one? One. Come on. Okay, that's the one. Right click, settings. See, for some reason, it kept showing that it wasn't bright enough. It was too dark. So let's see. Do we need to go that way? I'm trying to see if that makes a difference. Because this is a purple back here with the white on top of it. And this is bright white. I think that's better. You could write your autobiography on a journal card. It's huge, isn't it? Did I get it? Did I get the... let's see if we need more contrast. Is that too much? That's too much. Let's try that. Is that better? You can kind of see the contrast in there. This one had a envelope that had a belly band and a journal card on top. And then over here we had another pocket. And then I made a smaller journal page that had a flip out. So I could have some variety in there. And here's another page that I made a different size just so that we had a variety. And this time I used bigger pieces of paper to make some journal cards as well. So trying to use up some of my scraps, some things that I've had for a really long time, making all kinds of journal pages. I don't know, for some reason it keeps Let me make one more adjustment. Come on, Pooter, what's your deal? That seems... Let's go this way. Oh, wait, maybe this is it. Is this better? I think that might be better. Because you can see... Does that look better? I'm trying to look at the camera at the same time. Oh yeah, that's a lot better because now you can see all of the stenciling on this page when you couldn't see it before. Yeah, you can see the pink in my skin. It was a little washed out. I'm going to do something. I'm going to save this. So let me see if it'll save it. Save presentation. August. Save. Okay. That way if my computer reboots or something, then I have it that I can call it back up. Because sometimes this computer gets a mind of its own. All right, so I'm going to put this away. My thinking was, since I am making pages that are kind of bumpy, that have texture on them, that maybe I should make a, what do you call that? A board to put in the journal. So I got a piece of cardstock here. And my thought, not cardstock, chipboard, because this is like thin cardboard. Okay. And my thought was, if I covered this with some pretty papers where it is relatively smooth, at least on one side, then we could slide that into our journal behind the page that we want to write upon. And that gives us a little bit flatter surface, where if we didn't, you may have problems with the pockets and the buttons and journal cards and that uneven texture and surfaces. So I grabbed a few things, trying to figure out what do I want to do, and trying to stay with the mostly white idea. I can't decide if this is what I want to do. I have some book pages, and I have some scrap writing board because of bumpy pages. That was my sticky note to remind me. I have just some white paper and ivory paper. Here's an envelope. This is a scrap of a coloring book page. I've got some book pages. This is some textured paper. It's kind of a pearlescent in the background, and then this is flocked, so it's fuzzy. Perfect now. Okay, good. I got it. Don't touch it, right? And then, even though most of what I've been preparing has been more of the pastel pinks and purple, I thought it might be pretty to add a little bit of blue. This had the white flowers, and this was a white with the blue flower. So, what do you think? I was thinking of covering my chipboard with a book page. So I would cover this, and then I was going to put this as cardstock on this side, and then maybe make a pocket so that we could put things in it. I have this envelope. I don't know if I really want to cover up that much of the image or not. I don't know. So that's why I'm going to get it out and see what happens. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to look at this, and I think I want to overlap it. I wasn't going to, but I don't know. Maybe I won't overlap it because I'm going to put other things on top. I don't want it to be too bumpy. So, yeah, I think I'm going to just glue this where it butts up to the other. So, I'm going to come in here and add some glue to this chipboard. And kind of pick up some of that glue. Try to make it somewhat straight. And use my bone folder. You found some bee things. You found some bee themed things. You had made a bunch, and add them to your bees, birds, and butterfly journals. Nice, nice. Believe it or not, I did not do any crafting on the cruise. I chose not to bring anything. I did put together something in Lego because I've been wanting to play with it, and it is a flamingo. I should have brought it in here and show y'all, but it's a cute little flamingo. That was kind of fun to put together. And then, like I said, we watched some performances that were available. We were on a cruise ship, if you didn't know. It was the Carnival Jubilee. It's the newest ship that Carnival has. And they have like a big grand foyer area that is called Grand Central. And they have different types of events that go on there. So it was kind of fun to see different things out there. Yeah, it sounds really fun. I'd like to see what you did. I'm going to trim off some of this paper just so it's not too far over. The idea was I wanted to cover the edge of the chipboard so that it looked like the book page over the edge instead of it being the raw brown. That's why I'm doing this. And now my nose is running. Since I've come back, I've been sneezing like crazy, and I've had some post-nasal drips, so I've been taking some allergy medicine. Something is stirred up. Today we've had rain all day. I think it started early this morning, and I've got the back door open in our house. I think Hercules, oh, he came back. I took him outside earlier. He wouldn't go out because he was going to be in the rain. Well, our front porch is covered, so I took him out on the front porch, and he did go potty. So thankfully he did that. But it's nice and cool today. We've had some really hot weather. I don't know how hot it got while we were gone, but I know that I lost some of my plants because it got so hot. My father-in-law came over a couple of times and watered, but some of the things that were in smaller pots, I probably should have set up differently so that they had more water. But, you know, you live, you learn. It's okay. I did have, believe it or not, we had, let me count again. We had 10 cantaloupes that we harvested when we got home. And I gave some to my neighbors and some friends. The people that dog sit Hercules got some cantaloupe. And then we also had 5 watermelon that also came ripe that I gave a few of them away. And I've got some other in the refrigerator. And they're pretty tasty. It's kind of fun to be able to enjoy something that we grew in our backyard and share it with my neighbors too. Oh, gotcha. So you're making a journal that you can kind of edit and add things to here and there. That's a good idea. I think having a working journal that you kind of evolve, maybe things you find, you put in it and enjoy. Are you going ahead and writing in this journal as you add things to it, Julie? Or are you preparing this as just the pictures and pretty things to use at a later date? You finally cooled down up there with you right after your AC was installed? Of course, that's how that works, isn't it? Of course, y'all don't get as hot up there where you live. Since we're much further south, we get those hot days of 100-degree temperatures. Gotcha, Julie. As you can see, I'm just going around and folding over the edge, adding a little bit of glue and pressing that into place. I'm trying trying to decide if what I want to do is, I like that dark blue paper, and I think I might, I don't know, if I want to make a big pocket, or maybe on this side it's just the solid blue. So let's audition it. So if I were just to glue this right to the edge, maybe I'll put some lace down, and then on this side just kind of add some layers and maybe make a pocket over here. I'm going to hold off on adding this right this second. Get a drink of water. Okay, so I was trying to how to add more white to it and decorate it. So here's what I did. I had some papers that during one of the live streams I painted. So this was a book page that I painted white. And then I took some rubber stamps that I have and rubber stamped on top of them. I think I have enough. Maybe I could do one more down here. Maybe I can position this a little better. Maybe like this. I don't know. Another idea that I had was I could slide this underneath. Maybe make a little border. And then have a full pocket for the whole page. And it would stay relatively flat. Now I do have some images that I saved. Like here's a unicorn image that we could put down, or I've got this here. Another thing I could do is make all these pockets. What do you think? Should I just trim the blue to fit with a little bit of a border and then collage over the top of it? That's what I'm thinking. Heat is relative. Living in a cooler climate means that when it's 90 degrees, it seems like a first. Oh, I'm sure. Yes, definitely. 90 degrees is hot anywhere, in my opinion. Okay, I'm thinking... Okay, I'm thinking that I'm going to make this big piece fit within. So I'm going to turn this over. I want a little bit of a border so you can see the text. I'm going to grab my pencil. And I want to cut this right about here. And then right about here. Oh, and I didn't show you my nails. I didn't wear these on the trip because I forgot about them. I had other nails that I wanted to wear, but I thought these kind of look like the ocean, you know, just kind of swirling around. Well, Julie, add it to the group. We want to see it. All right, so I'm going to cut this down. This is some 12 by 12 scrapbook paper that I had in my stash. Again, I'm just trying to use up the stuff I have. And pardon me if I sniffle because I'm having allergy issues today. I may have to stop and blow my nose in a moment. Thank you so much, Julie. Okay, so this, I'm thinking, just add it to the front here. I'm going to add some distress inks all the way around. So as a writing board, should it have a pocket? Yes or no? That's what I'm trying to decide. What I might do is collage everything on top of this and make the whole thing a pocket. I probably could have kept some of the edges on, but I think this will be okay. Thank you, Margie. just adding some distressing. All right, well, we look forward to your show and tell. All right, so I stamped this, and I thought that maybe this one can go down here. And then I have, maybe I need to mat behind this one. And then my thinking was to put this here, and then maybe this over here. What do you think? I'm looking at the camera view of it now to determine if maybe what I should do is have some little borders around at least these two pieces here, so they are a little bit more relief, stands out a little bit better. So do we want to do that with blue or with white? Blue or white? I'm thinking. I have this paper. It's just some text weight paper. So I'm thinking if I cut just enough to have a little border, that would be kind of pretty right there. And let's see if this one, okay, I could cut this strip. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, slide this over here, get my paper cutter. So I want just a little bit of a blue border. So I'm going to line that up, add just a little bit to the edge. I think that'll work. Extra paper for something else later. Amanda, hello! Ah, gotcha. Well, don't work too hard. Don't miss anything that you need to get done because you don't want to get in trouble, right? So glad you could stop by, Amanda. All right, so now I'm just going to trim this blue piece. I think I like the way that looks. Oh, let me do this one so that we have a good representation of my vision. And maybe I have a little fan here that I think I need to bump it up. Bump it up. Is my hair blowing? Here, look, we got to get that windbone look, right? Oh, dear. I've been looking at all of my craft supplies. I think I shared a couple of weeks ago that a friend of mine is, I guess she kind of is hosting a getaway, a retreat. It's not an organized, these are the projects that we're going to do type situation. It's more of a situation where the ladies that are going to attend bring whatever they're working on. Like, for example, one of the ladies only does digital stuff, so she'll bring her computer. Another lady loves to do watercoloring right now, so she's been taking some watercolor classes and doing some pretty things. And then I do my junk journal, so I'll probably take some of my junk journal supplies. I kind of like the way that looks. Now, do I want to make these pockets so we can put a journal card in them, or just glue it all down? What else have I been doing? I've got my concept of the setup that I want to take with me. We get 6-foot tables. I think it's 6 foot, and we get our own power outlet and a task light. And I have some plastic storage drawer units that are in front of me on the other side of my work area that I went ahead and emptied out, moved them into a different spot so that I could fill them with the supplies I want to use for the retreat. And then I found in my household stash of lumber, I have a 6-foot piece of wood that I'm going to place over the drawers to make them elevated up off my desk, so that I have basically a stair step in front of me where I can push things underneath, and then the drawers are accessible to work on. Okay, I'll do pockets then. So I'm kind of, toying around with how I want to set that all up, and it seems to be working so far. All right, I think I just got a couple of book pages here, so I'm just going to grab these. Okay. Right over here. Where you going, Hercules? What are you doing, buddy? He's on the move again. Trying to get a hold of it. All right, I'm going to duck out of the camera so you can't see me. As I blow my nose. Need some hand sanitizer. Okay. So I think I'm going to go ahead and glue these two pieces together and glue them onto a book page to make a gusset. And these are thin papers. It's a thin book page. It's a text weight paper that blue paper is. Look, half of my hair is up. I might find something else to put on top of this. I think maybe I have another image here that I might like. Oh, we should do this one maybe. Okay, I'm gonna maybe this one. Oh, that one's kind of cute. I don't know, it kind of covers that up, doesn't it? Maybe we don't need that one. Maybe we could. Well, Margie's going to say I should use the heart. So, heart or the unicorn with the castle. Okay, so I'm going to line this up where I have a little bit of a border and make a pocket out of this. Maybe we should sew it. Okay, smooth it out. Yay for the heart! Okay, I'll trim this one. All right, so that'll be one pocket. I don't know if this is big enough. It may not be. Oh, that'll work. Put this away. You're back! Thank you! We missed you. You were gone for so long. All right, I'm going to trim this off. So that one's going to go over here. And then let's glue this one together. So we're not going to use the unicorn. I think we're going to use the heart with the kitty cat. Margie says unicorn. I thought you would want me to use the kitty cat, Margie. That's why she said that. You have a pet unicorn named Fluffy. Aw. Hercules hasn't shown interest in it, but he has a stuffed plush unicorn dog toy that he used to carry around with him all the time. In fact, I have a video of him playing tug-of-war with it. My husband tied it up under a tall table that we have at our shop, and so it was kind of like dangling, so Hercules would grab a hold of it, and he was tugging it and tugging it and tugging it, but it wouldn't come loose. Okay, so now I'm going to do this. Now what I could do, and I may do that. All right, so I got these. What if I'm trying to get this all positioned. You love unis? Okay, well, fine. I'll use maybe what I'll do is I'll put this on a journal card or something. All right, so I'm going to fold this over. Trying to get it all lined up. Line it up, line it up. Okay. There we go. And then we'll go this way. Do any of y'all listen to audiobooks? I haven't. I have a couple that I guess whenever I bought some books, it came with an audio file, so I'm thinking about listening to those. I haven't done it yet. Abandoned kitty. We'll use it somewhere. I've been trying to decide if I want to do that. I do read. I have a little Kindle Paperwhite, and I mostly download books from Amazon that are almost free if they aren't free. I don't really have a particular preference. Sometimes the Kindle has challenges. No audiobooks for you. You love kitties and puppies and unis. Oh my, right? And I don't know, I like to read a little bit every day. I read a few minutes. Okay, so I was trying to decide if I wanted to put a blue border behind these two pieces, but I think this will be fine the way that it is. I may add something here. So let me first glue down these pieces and then we'll glue the pockets into place. So we'll slide this off for a second and glue this down. You like that kitty heart? That's from Calico Collage. I think it's some of her vintage Valentine animals or something to that effect. All right, I'm going to put this right about here. Smooth that out. There's my bone folder. You don't because you can't listen and do other things at the same time? Gotcha. I don't know. I like sometimes to be able to do other things. I was thinking if I did the Audible book, when I get my steps, I could listen to a book while I walk, is what I was thinking. And occasionally, for example, when I go on this retreat, there'll be times where the other ladies will probably be in the zone and not really talking, so I don't have to necessarily pay attention to what they have to say at that moment. Maybe I want to listen to either music on my earbuds or a book, audio book on my earbuds. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Okay, that's this piece. I haven't glued this whole thing down yet because I haven't decided if I just want to glue the whole thing or if I want to make pockets. Gotcha. So Jennifer says she listens to her Bible reading instead of reading it in the book. And Julie says she likes devotionals in audio. It's available. Yeah, I could see where if you, because some people take in information better if it is audible and visual. So if you're listening to it and you have your Bible in front of you, so you can listen and read at the same time. Gotcha. Yeah, Jennifer says sometimes she's reading along, but mostly she's just listening. Gotcha. When I was in school, it really annoyed me when, especially when I was taking some college courses, that the college teacher would have us read the textbook in the classroom. And I'm like, why are we reading this in the classroom? I would rather you give a lecture about the material that I can read on my own. I feel like you're wasting my time having the students, who not always were very good readers, read this material to me in the classroom. Did you ever feel like that you don't want the teacher to have all the students read out loud? I never enjoyed that. Doing it or listening to other people. None of that. Okay, I think I want to put this here. If I bring it down just a little bit, you see more of this piece of paper, and then I could put the little heart a little bit lower down so it better fills the space. Or I could put the unicorn down here. I'm out of picture, sorry. Okay, like that. While I was on vacation, I had several orders come in. So when I go to the shop tomorrow, I've got to fill a bunch of orders. I was so totally surprised. It was like one right after the other. I'm like, what did y'all do? Get together and have a party and decide to order from my website? I was like, wow, that's a lot of orders. I had one person, I think she ordered 7 or 8 different bottles of Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. I was like, well, that's great because I had that in stock and they're all paid for, so that's money in my pocket. Okay, I'm going to put that right about here, I think. All right, I'm going to put the castle here. And I think what I'll do is I'll make a journal card with the kitty, and so it'll stick out the top. I think that's what we'll do. What you think of that? A kitty riding a unicorn. There we go. See, it's like that. Oh my goodness. Crack me up. Smoothing it out. Oh, I think I missed a spot here with some glue, so. Okay, so now I think I'm just going to go ahead and put the unicorn down here. I think it's enough of a contrast. Try to add a little bit of glue right on its little horn so it doesn't catch on things. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. As Jennifer says, yeah, sometimes they put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. Yes, I agree. Because I was like, what are you reading? Because that's not the same thing that I'm reading. All right. I think I'm going to just glue this whole thing down, and then I will glue the cardstock on the other side and not make an additional pocket. I think this will be handy if we want to put some journal cards in them. I agree. I agree with myself, whether you like it or not. You get both. There you go. Get them both. Oh, I was going to put down some lace before I glued this down. So maybe, let me see what I have here that I think would work. Nah, I think I'm just going to glue it down. I may put it on the other side so it's sticking out. I'm going to flip this over and then use my bone folder on this side to help glue that piece on. Okay. I think that'll be good. All right. So I want a little piece of lace probably poking up here so that when we put the paper on top, it'll be out the top. So what lace do I want to use? I'm trying to see if I have one that's kind of gathered already in white. I see an ivory. That is an ivory. I see a pale blue, but that's not really that gathered. That may be too deep. Let's see if I see anything else in here that might work. No. Okay. Put this back. You're on a roll! That way they don't feel left out. Exactly. Okay, so in here, I was playing around with... Oh, you know what? I've been wanting to use this. Let's see if it's long enough. I could do this one. I think that would be really pretty, really subtle. And it doesn't have to be gathered. So if I glue it down and then glue this on top of it so it's sticking out, I think that would be really pretty just across the top there, and I have just enough. So I'm going to trim this to fit right up to the edge. I'm trying to decide if I want to cut it. I think I'm going to cut it and then glue it. So I get a good, slide that over just a smidge. You know, I should just use a pencil because I get a more accurate cut if I use a pencil. So I'm trying to really push this up to the edge, move the bone folder, and cut it here. Make sure I'm even. Don't want to cut it crooked. Don't cut it crooked, Linda. Okay. I'd rather not cut enough off than to cut too much off. All right, let's go here. You need to go over here out of the way. Okay, I got a little of this left over. Maybe I'll use that to make a journal card. All right, I lost the kitty cat. Where did it go? Oh no, what happened? Is it in the pocket? I knew I should have left it in the pocket. Good grief. Well, I may have to use a different one. First, I'm going to add some distressings to this, and then we'll glue down the lace, and then we'll glue down this piece. I don't know how I managed to lose things. It's not like my desk is really that big. It's just that things just have a tendency to walk away. I found it. There. Walk away. All right, I don't need these pieces, so I'm going to put them back over here. All right. I check the floor. I know. You got to check everywhere. Check the bottom of your shoe. Check inside things. Okay. There it is. I found it. So I'm going to put some glue down. Then I want to lay that lace to where it's right on the very edge, kind of sticking over. I'm going to flip it over to this side so I can look at it and pull it up just a smidge. Okay. All right, I'll cut this off. Use my good fabric scissors. There we go. You never cat, your cats never hide from anyone. Lose stuff all the time. It's I don't know why, it just happens. Okay, so this I'm going to put down. And that'll give us a nice sturdy piece. The kitty has been found. And I'm using cardstock, so this will add a little bit more bulk to our board to make us a nice sturdy writing surface. Okay, phone folder. Kind of think of it like a clipboard without a clip on it. I'm going to cut off this excess fat. Well, I thought I was. Come on. There it goes. Alright, so that's this side. I don't think it needs anything else on this side. We want to keep it relatively flat, so when we put it behind our page, we've got a nice smooth surface. So it's pretty functional. And then we've got this side. And I think if I were to put a journal card here, I could put that kitty cat on front of that. So let's do this. Let's put it in the pocket, put the kitty cat on here. And I think I want it to be right about here. So I'm going to cut this and make it into a journal card. Checking out all the AC stuff in the wall when Erin wasn't, but as soon as he came in the door, she skittered back to me. Oh, yeah. She's like, what's this? What is all that? What are we doing here? I don't understand. And he's like, oh, another human that I don't know. I'm leaving. That was my cat. She, Athena was her name. She did not like strangers. She would be sitting in our front window. The windowsill was just deep enough with the board on it that she could sit in the window between our vertical blinds and be able to see the outside world. And if somebody pulled up in our driveway, she would go like kind of a little grunt growl, and then she would hop down and run down the hall and hide under our bed. And if the person stayed for a really long time and she wanted food or to go potty, she would come down the hall, and it was funny. You could almost see her. She was standing in the hallway looking, and she's like, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's too many. And she would turn around and leave. And then when she was desperate, she would finally come in and skirt around the outside of the room as far away from the people. And she would do her business, eat or go to the potty. And then she would run back to her spot. They're funny, aren't they, little critters? So how's that? Then we have the kitty here. And then I don't know, do we want this card here? Is that too tall, or should I cut it off to where it's lower? I could fold it, and then we'll have the pretty side facing the other side too. Yeah, get up and walk away. I've been to other people's homes that have kittens, cats, that, you know, they're all like, ooh, a human. You are here to serve and pet me. And then there's a lot of times it was like, wait, who are you? I don't know you. Get out of my house. And they would run off. Okay, I think I want to mark this. So I'm going to turn it over. All right, why are you doing that? Come on. All right, I'm going to mark it here. And then I'll score it and fold it over. Athena was funny. Yeah, they are. Athena was funny. And I didn't know when I had her that I was allergic. I just thought it was everyday allergies. So she slept on my head, on my pillow a lot of the times. So I was covered in cat dander for years. And when she passed away, it took, I don't know, a month for me to go around and vacuum and vacuum and vacuum all the cat hair that was in our house. Okay, so I was thinking of putting this here where it's sticking out. Do we want to add some little papers on the back side? I think we do. Let me see what I have here. I'm going to add some distress inks. They're funny the way they act, you know. He would follow people up at the street. Yeah. It's like, do you got something better for me? You got some better fiddles that I want to eat? Are you going to pet me? Okay, so I got that portion. So let's see what I have here. Oh, I saw some little scraps of paper. I could cut this piece to go in here and then cut another piece to go behind so that when you flip this over, you see this, and then when you lift this up, you have paper behind it. I think that's an idea. Why not? This paper is really, really thin though, so I'm going to look. Do I have some others already? Oh, you know what? I have my box of white scraps. Let's see what we have in here. I see some. That's a little bit nicer paper, so let's do that one. That one has, do we want it? If it's got some stuff on it, I can just trim it on that side. Why not? That'll be enough. Because we'll have the blue flowers and then these white papers. I think that'll be good for now. Somebody claimed him. Yeah, that happens. What are you doing, Hercules? What are you doing, old man? Hi. What are you doing? Hi. Hercules has been having some really goopy eye problems. They've been like this kind of a pussy mucus that's in his eyes, and it's so bad that when he goes to bed at night, it glues his eyes shut. I bought some special gel that you're supposed to put in their eyes, and I don't know if it's helping or not. So I've got an appointment to take him to the vet tomorrow so they can look at it and see what it is that he has going on. I'm just cutting a piece of paper to fit inside here. So this was going to go here. I can bring it down just a little bit. And then we'd have this little pad. I may cut this shorter. Let's see, let's put it maybe ½ an inch shorter. Let me turn it this way so I can see where to cut it. Yeah, I think that would be better. I'll need to re-distress it. Okay, so if I put this in here, I think that'll work. All right, so I'm going to cut these two pieces the same width. Yeah, so it's sad because it hurts when they're dry, the crusty feel of it or whatever. So I have to soak a washcloth and really work on it to get it to loosen up. And he's like, no, don't do that. I don't like it. I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy. Okay. So I'm hoping they'll say, oh, yes, he needs this kind of eye drop, or this is what we need to do. I know it's part of getting old. Old dog. I think I can get at least maybe 2 or 3 out of this piece. Let's see if this is too short. I think it'd be okay if it's a little bit short, because I can put it here, fold this over, and I can stitch across there. I think that would work. Now, do I want to stitch it to where we see that, or do we want it this way on there? I'm going to add some Distress inks to this blue piece that's on top, just to kind of give it that distressed look. There we go. Not sure how long you would... Uh-oh. All right, I'm going to put this here, fold that over. I think I'll just stitch from this side right across the top here. So we've got the sewing lamb. If you're get behind, refresh the video every once in a while. All right, let's go over here to the sewing machine. I'm just going to stitch across the top of here. I may, while we're at it, do I want to do this? I could cut this little piece of lace to put right there. I think that would be kind of cute. What do you think? Putting that right there? So first, I'm going to get my scissors, and I want to cut this shorter. And it has a little bit of this excess fabric up here on the edge. So I'm just going to cut some of that off. There. Got a little tiny piece left. Okay, so now smooth it out. I'm trying to adjust it just a tiny, tiny bit. And we're just going to stitch right across the top there. Oh, no. Oh, Hercules has got some goopy eye issues right now. So I'm taking him to the vet tomorrow to have him look at him to see what we need. Oh, that camera is way off kilter there. Are we there now? We're there. Okay. I've got a zigzag stitch set up, black thread. Just going to sew across here. I think my camera is drooping. Let's get you going back up here where you belong. There we go. That's better. Just trying to adjust this a little bit. Come on. All right. Oh, it messed up, but that's okay. We'll just leave it the way it is. Ziggy zaggy, ziggy zaggy. Let's go back over here. Hercules must be on the prowl again. Come on, computer. Do what I want you to do. Oh, there you are. Hi. What are you doing, buddy? You want to come here? Want to say hello? Say hi. Say hi, Hercules. Hi. Hi, what you doing? What's up, buddy? Huh? Hi, how are you? Yeah. Are you a good boy? You gonna lick my nose? Thank you. Thank you so very much. I know it's annoying. It's because of the thickness of the paper, and I didn't take my time, and I probably need to rethread my machine. But look how cute that lace looks, because it matches up here. You're a good boy. Yes, you are. You're a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. I'm going to put him down. All right. There you go. Good boy. Oh, he sneezed at me. Okay, I like it. So now, in theory, if we have I'll get one of my pages out. We have a bumpy page. I get a hold of it. That we want to write on. Like this page here, and there's bumps on that side, but you can put this down, and they'll give you a little bit more stability. There'll still be bumps on this page, but it won't be so bad going through all of the pages. And it looks pretty because it sticks out the top just a little bitty bit. You can use it as a bookmark by putting it in here, and that'll mark your progress if you so choose. You like it? Just something simple. I don't know. I just thought that would be something pretty to put in there. So stick that in here. Close it up. Let's work on something else, right? All right. My chair's not right. Ugh. Okay. So what do we have next? I didn't take a lot of time to sit here and plan the whole thing. I just kind of was playing around with stuff that I found on my desk and was like, well, I could use this, I could use that. Okay, so first I have a book page here that I want to glue together. So I've kind of scored where I want to glue this on down the center spine of these two pages. And then I have some other papers that I thought maybe I would cut and collage to fit. I don't know. We're going to play with this. We'll see what happens. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So first, oh, and I even have this piece I could use. So I'm gonna lay that here. Maybe we'll use that. Put some glue down. And I think I need to go beyond. Okay, we need to put some glue here. So it's secure. Smooth it out, smooth it out. So I'm making this oversized journal. Hey, Rhonda, how are you, lady? So I'm making the oversized journal pages. It's going to fit inside of a book cover that I'm going to cover. I know it has pretty gold stuff on it, but I'm going to cover this with fabric and use this as my insert. So my pages are large, at least 8.5 by 11 in size. Or most, probably at most is what I want to say. So I found, Norilla had this from the Exquisite Dreamer, and I couldn't decide if what I wanted to do was to put it to where it spanned across the bottom and it would be in the fold, so you would have a pocket here and a pocket here, or if it would be better to fold it in half and have it go over the edge. I'm kind of thinking maybe like this on the page, centered, so that we have a pocket here and maybe we'll have some pretty paper on the sides. I have a little scrap of this paper that I could put down here. And what else do I have here? I have this blue paper that we could put down in the middle. Yes, I know I'm covering up my book page. That's okay. I can do that sometimes. And then I just want something over here. And I thought I saw another scrap. I have this piece. That's not big enough. Okay. I don't want those right now. I do have this, but I don't know if that goes. I don't know if I like the black and white over here. You're in Oklahoma again? How's your mom doing? It's nice, cool weather today, isn't it? Is she doing better? I hope she's following the doctor's orders. I'm looking. Oh, I have this pink. Okay, I'm thinking maybe this can go here. And this one will go here. And I can find something else to go right there. Yeah, Rhonda's from Oklahoma. She grew up not too far from me. And we didn't know each other. I have this green piece, which I wouldn't have to use the pink piece. I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh, pardon me. I've got to get a tissue. All right, going off camera again. Clean my hands. You're hoping she'll be home in about a week? Oh, well, good. Good. Are you having to do some modifications to her house so she can get around? All right, I'm going to distress this piece. And I think we need to cut these two pieces. All right, so I think I'm going to just turn this over, line it up on the page. This will give my book pages some more stability by gluing some decorative paper on top. So I've got this little green scrapbook paper, and then this pink paper is from a kit that was given to me by a friend of a friend, I guess you could say, a friend's friend. I don't know the person, I just knew the connector person. Put my pencil back where it belongs so I can find it later. Get my paper cutter. Yes, and spring cleaning. Oh, always. I used to go over to a lady's house when I lived in Meeker, and she would hire me to clean her house. And I'm talking, we would take things off the walls and we would scrub everything. And the reason being is because she smoked. The house, you're supposed to have, like, I don't know, white things. They were all a dingy yellow because of the nicotine and the cigarette smoke. So I would scrub her windows, and she had cabinets, and I scrubbed the cabinets, and we would take the knickknacks down and scrub all of that. So it was a lot of work. Yeah, we weren't very far from each other. It's funny because we didn't even know each other. I'm going to go ahead and add some Distress ink here. It was a lot of work. And it should have deterred me so that I wouldn't have so many knickknacks in my house. But apparently that didn't work. I have too many things around the house. Oh. One of these days I'll try to get rid of some stuff. I've taken a few loads to the thrift store. There's one called Hearts and Hands in Bethany, Oklahoma that I like because it stays local. And I've been donating things to them. Okay, I can't tell. Okay, I think this is like a vase. So I'm going to say that this is the correct direction it should be. And then put this over here. Okay, I'm going to glue this one down. And then glue down the other one. No, I won't get rid of it, you don't think? I'm going to try to get rid of stuff. I've gone through a few things and boxed some things up that I'm going to give away. Yeah, I love the Heart and Hand. They have lots of fun stuff there. Okay. I may glue some lace on the edges of the page too. Using up the paper that I have. All right, so let's glue this one on the other side. I've been trying to get rid of things in my craft room, but it is so hard to get rid of stuff. Oh, it just takes I don't know, what is it, gumption and faith that you don't have to worry about it. I was watching somebody the other day that he was taught that if you haven't used it in a year and you can replace it in 20 and 20, meaning that you can spend $20 or less to replace it within 20 minutes, then get rid of it if you haven't used it. And I'm like, but yeah, that's you know, that's $20 I could use for something else. Yeah, the third weekend sale. Yeah, I need to go back. I think that was last weekend while I was gone on vacation, so I couldn't go there, but I'm hoping that in September I'll be able to go because I want to look for some clothing things that I can wear, alter, whatever, and add to my wardrobe. All right, so I am going to let that dry a moment. I'm going to take this piece and fold it in half. I need to fold it maybe this way or this way. Maybe this way. Kind of score that. So that's going to go in the middle. So what I want to do now is take this piece, line it up, and score. And then this piece will fit here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this edge across the bottom and up again. So we'll have a pocket closer to the spine, and then we have blank space up here that I can put some things in. Top needs, no it doesn't, it's perfect. Let's go like this. You can't see that. You don't know what I'm talking about. Cleaning the smoke stains off. I know it's bad. Don't smoke. And if you do smoke, you just can't bring yourself to quit. Go outside. Okay, that was weird. Hercules, are you knocking things off? Huh? Are you knocking things off? Okay, so this piece, find the fold. Find the fold. Okay, right about there. Lining it up with the edge. There we go. This looks pretty so far. Okay, so do we want to add anything else on the page? Maybe we'll make a little cluster or see if I have any left. I may have used all of them, so I'm going to dig in my basket here for a moment. I'm looking to see if I have something. I don't think that really goes. No, not that. I've got these little journal cards that I could put in the corners like that. There are laws here about not allowed to smoke indoors or near entryways. Interesting. I know that Tennessee, you can't smoke in the bars and restaurants, which I'm all for that because I like to go listen to live music, but I don't want to put up with cigarette smoke. I'm kind of thinking maybe these two images, that I'll use those. Put that down. And then we need something to go in here. Oh, I know what. I was just looking at those. Where are they? Where did you go, my friend? Here they are. Okay. I have these that can go here. Or should the tabs go the other way? Like that? What else? What else? What else? Hi, Sally. How are you? Even in cars, you're not allowed to smoke. Wow. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm thinking that on the other side, when I decorate it, I may put down some lace. So let's look to see what I have here. Ooh, this is kind of pretty. What if I were to put this lace down on top here? and then put this in the corner. Can y'all see that lace? It's got a little bit of a blue in the top here. It's interesting. I think I'm going to do that, and then put this down, and then we'll put it on this side as well. And rolled over and went right back to sleep. I don't blame you, Rhonda. Well, Margie, that's Australia too. So I think we have similar laws in some states, not all of them. My parents smoked, and I hated it because I smelled like cigarette smoke. My clothes, my hair, everything smelled like smoke, even though I did not smoke. And it was so annoying because people would ask me, do you smoke? And I'm like, no, my parents do. And I always hated it when my stepfather would drive. He would roll the window up, so it would really get stinky in the car. And I was like, ugh. Okay, I'm going to put that in the glue. I just put down some beacon glue to help hold this lace into place. Sometimes I sew it. This journal, I've been trying to glue it into place. Got to get it stretched out there. Okay. Smush. Ah, gotcha. So Jennifer says here in Oklahoma, there is a bill in the works in Oklahoma to prohibit parents from smoking in their cars with their kids. Hopefully it becomes law. You're tolerant. Margie says she's tolerant of smokers, even though I don't now, but she did years ago. It's interesting because I am not tolerant at all. I don't like it. If you want to do that in your own home and stink up your place, fine, but I don't have to put up with it in my home. You're not smoking in my house. You're not smoking in my car. My mom used to get so mad at me because if I drove, I wouldn't let her smoke in my car. And it irritated me that she would get out of my car and stand with the door open and smoke. I said, Mom, shut the door. I don't want you smoking in my car. I don't like it. And she's like, ugh, it's just cigarette smoke. I said, yeah, it stinks. I don't want to smell it. That's probably one of the reasons I have so many allergies is because of the cigarette smoke. Now if I get around it, I start coughing and have a trouble breathing. Yeah, it's not easy to quit. I understand. I do understand that. My mom quit for a while, and then when she remarried, he smoked the little cigar looking. They're real thin, like Swisher Sweets, I think maybe the brand. And so he started smoking those in front of her, around her, and so she picked them up and smoked those. And then she started going back to cigarettes again. That's pretty much what killed her in the end, is because she had lung cancer. She was in a remission state, getting better, and then all of a sudden she decided that she liked to smoke those little cigar things, and she got a lung infection. She got pneumonia and died of heart failure because her lungs filled up with fluid. So if you're my friend and you're smoking, I'm going to berate you about it. Not smoking around me. The wind brings it in. Yep, exactly. It's right there blowing on you. Okay, now, if we put these little doodads here and here, what do you think? That kind of gives us a nice little... They need to make it illegal to make them. I agree. They should just stop producing them. But that's not going to happen in the United States because We have so many politicians that are in the back pocket of the tobacco companies. They're not going to stop making money. That's how they became millionaires, but billionaires. Yeah, I agree. It should be illegal. I also, and I'll say this again, I also think that, I don't know if I ever told y'all this. I was talking to my in-laws and we were watching uh, a what was a game show or something, and a commercial came on, and it was for a drug. I don't know what brand of drug, but it was a drug, and it says, if you suffer from ABC, get this drug. And then it spends the rest of the ad telling you all the bad side effects of that drug. I personally think that all drug commercials should be banned. Why do we have to have a commercial on a television to tell you that you're depressed and you need this drug, or you're overweight and you need this drug, or you have this symptom so you need this drug? You and your doctor should be able to talk about what you need, not a commercial prompting you to go to your doctor to get a drug that you probably don't need. Yeah. Yeah, they get too much money from taxes on the cigarettes to make it illegal. Exactly, Julie. Yeah, Ron is like, old girl, don't get me started. Yeah, it's like they're being two-faced. They make all the rules but keep the taxes. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, I decided to kind of make that a text spot in case I can't get my thumb under it, but we want to stick something under there later. We can. And I think I need a sentiment on here. Let's see what I got here. Oh, my little sticky is coming loose. There we go. I could put love flow quietly. And what else? Choose to shine. Something like that. Get it in the camera shot, Linda, so everybody can see it. Medical field forever, and you hate the drug. It's dumb. They should all show the ideal life if you take our drug, but the disclaimer says may cause sudden death, and it's crazy. Exactly. Drug commercials should be banned. It's so weird to see that stuff advertised. See, I'm not alone in this. Everybody write your congressperson. Okay, I think I'm going to put this down here. I'm just trying to decide. I think this one fits here. And I'm looking to see. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Now my nose. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I changed my mind where I'm going to put it. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to make sure I don't get this too far over. So maybe right about here. So that way when we have our journal page and you get to it, this will be in the center. And we've got a tuck spot we can put there. Same concept over here. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's weird to see it advertised. I don't need to know all the side effects from a drug that I don't need. I was reading something the other day that there was a oil tycoon who had processed his oil for the consumption in the world, and there was a byproduct that was sitting in barrels, and he was trying to figure out what to do with it. And so, and I don't even know if this is true or not, but this is what I was reading, that he started talking to drug companies and say, you can use this base and add other chemicals to it to make drugs to sell to the people. And basically he was making money for the fuel and then for the drugs. I'm like, seriously? People are so corrupt. Okay. On this side, I have one of the unicorn pages. I think what I want to do is cut this in half and then maybe collage this on the side. Julie left and came back. Yeah, I don't like drug commercials. I don't really watch that much what I call local or live TV. I think I made that smaller than I intended. Oh well. It works. So I don't see a lot of stuff. Okay, if I put this here, now do we want to put down, I've got some music here. I could put some music there and then maybe put another, find something else pink to go over here. I've got my pink scraps here, so let me see if there's something. That could work. Or does it need to be darker? I think it needs to be darker. What do we got in here? My pink scraps aren't as big. Oh, well, that's kind of pretty. What if we swap this around and I were to put this piece here and got rid of this one, move this over. I could go all the way to the edge. And then this is thinner, so I could put it up a little bit. I could swap this out. I have some ready-made pockets. How about this one instead? I think we need more color though, because maybe what I should do is something like that. I got to make sure I'm within my parameters here. Do I have something smaller? Yeah, you don't own a TV and do not miss it at all. I get you. And there's so many craft videos and tutorials. I don't know. I like learning about stuff, so I'll watch videos that teaches you about things. I'm looking to see if there's any more pink that I want to use. I may end up still using this piece. I don't know. I just think it needs layers. Layers upon layers. I have a from both of us mother. It was a card, but I could cut that off and put that down. I'm going to leave that out for a moment. I may change my mind. So this was a birthday card that went to my father's mother. So my paternal grandmother. And this is my, I'm trying to see, this is my uncle. Yes, that's my uncle that wrote to his mom, probably his wife. And then this says Reggie and Ruth. That Reggie is my dad's nickname that he went by. And this was in 1981. Wow. Little letter put together. You can see it's been stained over the years, probably got wet. It's got this real pretty vellum piece on the front. I'm going to save that. But I think I'm going to cut this one up. Let's see what we can do. All right, so first what I want to do is flip this over and line it up and cut off the top there. And over here, okay, so I want to cut off a little bit of this. I want to cut off more of the white space at the bottom here, so I'm going to line up the top. And then cut this off. There. Okay. There we go. That'll go there. And then this one, I'm going to cut off down here. I don't know if I mentioned that when my paternal grandmother died, we drove up to the family farm, and it had been vacated, but there were still things in the house. And I found some old papers that belonged to my grandparents, and brought them home. So it was kind of interesting to find these pieces of paper that wouldn't mean anything to anybody else. I think I may trim this one off. Just a tad. History. They were farmers, and so there was a really beat up mouse-eaten ledger. I haven't torn it apart yet, but I've been thinking about it. I don't know if I'm going to use that. We're going to see. Oh yeah, I was going to see if I wanted to place. I may cut this off and put it up here, and maybe I'll use this one over here and make it a side loading pocket. I changed my mind. It's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this apart. Trying to see if there was a, yeah, there is a fold mark. And I'm going to cut off for the mother part. Okay. Maybe a piece of white paper behind that. All right, let's add some distressings to that. You like that deckled edge on there? Let's add some distress ink to it. I think I saw, I have this paper. If I were to cut a little piece of that to make a border, but it's textured. I could just cut a piece of cardstock. This one is really thin, so I'll have to glue it on something else if I'm going to make a pocket out of it. Just take a few pages out. Gotcha. Well, and it's easy to come apart. So it was one of those ledgers that you could add papers to it. And the pages are so, so fragile. They're brittle. So I've been trying to think how I want to do it. If I want to use them and collage them onto other paper so they'll be sturdy and just have that neat distressed vintage look. Okay. Oh, you know what? I have. Oh, that's too small. But I could cut it. If I cut the feet off the bottom a little bit, then I could mount that to this envelope. And that becomes a pocket. I think that's what I'm going to do. All right. So let's trim this one. I think right about there. Little scraps. Little scraps. You heckle your pages too. You go, why are you doing this? Who do you think you are? You're nothing special. You're just a piece of paper. Your poor paper. You're just a bully to your paper, aren't you? Oh. Stop paper abuse. Send your paper to 818 West Main, Yukon, Oklahoma, 73099. I cracked myself up. Oh my goodness. All right, let's glue. All right, I'm trying to decide if what I should do is, this is a envelope that I got when I worked at a company, and we had our microfilm, and we would send out the microfilm in these envelopes to be processed, and they didn't have a tape on them. So if I put it here, this would fold down. I could decorate the flap, and then when we open this up, there's a pocket here. Or I could cut that off or tuck it to the inside and turn it around and just glue it down, and then we would have that edge. I think that may be what I'll do. All right, let's go ahead and add some distressing to this piece. That's my address, Julie. You haven't laughed this hard since the wild ribbon? And if those of you that didn't know, that sometimes you find ribbon out in the wild and you have to corral it so you can use it. Oh, dear Lord. I like it. All right, I think I want to put some distressings on this page. Be right back. You can't have a full bladder when you watch my shows. That's my work address, Julie. That's not my home address. So don't worry. That's my public address. That's my public address. It's okay. I don't give out my home address. Although Jennifer might be able to figure out how to get to my house again. Jennifer, were you here when I said that I picked 10 cantaloupes, and we got 5 watermelons off of our vines. I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down. Yeah, don't worry. It's okay. I also have a P.O. box that if I'm really trying to be stealthy, I'll put that address out so that if people want to send something to me. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Smoothing it out. Okay. And then we'll put this one down. Jennifer's allowed to know. She's local. And Robin knows where I live because she stayed with me for a week when she came to visit to decide if she wanted to move here. I need to call her. I haven't talked to her in a few days. I saw her post that she was happy about the rain because it cooled off. Because it's been hot. Hot, hot, hot. Okay. You made it in time. Good job, good job. So, I need to smooth this out a little. Line this back up. Make sure I'm at the edges. Come on now. It's hard to see the edge of the lace. There we go. I might switch this because the bulk of that flower is too close to the spine. So I'm going to put it this way so it's further out that way because it was really bulky there. That's better, I think. All right, so let's open this back up. So I was thinking of putting this up here as a pocket. And then this piece, I know, she's working way too hard. All right, so I'm going to fold the flap of the envelope in. I'll glue this on top of the envelope. And I'm trying to decide, I think I may want a piece of this pink just because it's pretty. Just because. I think that works. All right. We're going to make a pocket. Do I want to make 2 pockets? One here and one there. Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to use some beacon glue to glue this portion down because the back paper is that flocked, textured paper. All right, are you going to come out? Come out, come out, come out. All right, that's not coming out. Oh, that's why. I grabbed the wrong bottle. I need to get rid of that bottle or add some acetone to it because it doesn't flow like this one does. I'm putting it right on the edge. She's local and not a psycho. No, but I am. Jennifer, you never answered me about the going to the retreat, lady. I sent you a message. You need to answer me. It's not too late. I'd love for you to come. check out the information. All right, I don't think I have to make a gusset. I'm just going to glue the edges. It's that fibery paper, so I'm going to use the beacon glue again. Using up all my scraps. And a greeting card that was given to my grandmother. I'm going to put it up high and over a little bit. Okay. Hey, call me Glitter. Hello? You dropped your phone? Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't be having a Monday. I will get with you after the live on the retreat. Okay, perfect. Hey, Glitter. It's not there. You forgot it was Monday. Can't pay attention to who's live. I get it. I get it. Well, we're glad you showed up. We're here. Thanks for stopping in. Well, you come at the right spot. You'll be able to see what I did, and then you can go back and watch the tutorial again if you like. Listen to all the nonsense we talked about today. I'm going to glue this piece down. Do I want to do... Yeah. Because there's going to be a pocket here. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Glue, 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 glue. Glue, glue, glue. Aw, it's okay. Don't feel bad. It's okay. We missed you, but we're glad you're here now. You can fill us in on what's going on, right? Okay. We've got a few minutes and I can make some journal cards. All right, so I want to make sure that I've got this lined up good. So if I put this kind of in the center, I think that would be pretty. And then we'll have a pocket here that we can use. So I'm going to glue the envelope. I'm going to make sure that I get up here really well. And then down the side and across and back up again. Here we go. Okay. Ah, you're practicing with your new printer? Yeah? Okay, let's put it here. I like it. I like it a lot. Do I have... I have a butterfly. Do we need a butterfly? Should I put a butterfly on the page? I have these stickers. They're kind of discolored. How about, do we want to put love or delight? Let's put delight. We've had a lot of laughing. Well, that's what we're supposed to do. Enjoy life. You know, we don't have many revolutions around this earth, around the sun, so we might as well enjoy it. I'm kind of thinking that. And then dance, destiny, love. Let's do believe because we have a unicorn. Let's believe in the unicorn. How's that? Okay. Now we need something to fit in our pocket. And I think if I trim this down a little bit, that could be in here. Hello, what you doing, buddy? Hi. Hi, what you doing? Yeah, you coming to say hello? Yeah. All right, I'm going to trim this down because I don't want it to be as tall. So let's cut off, I think I have more than one. I do. Only need one right now. Let's cut off, oh, I got to cut it this way. I was doing it the wrong way. Let's see if that's too much. I'm adjusting to the meds. Oh, I got new meds. I got you. Okay, that works. All right, so that'll go in that pocket. Julie got her crown back. And then we need something to go in here. And I think I saw, oh, this might not be, nope, not big enough. I thought I had a pre-made card here that I could use. I do have this. I think this cardstock is quite pretty. It's got a texture on it. So, first thing I'm going to do is trim it to fit. So I want a little bit sticking out the top, and I want it to be a little bit narrower than the envelope. So now I have this piece left over. Cut it down. Okay. So this should fit without any problems right inside there, like that. And then this piece can go in here. So I want to round the corners, and then let's add something to it. Got the crown back. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's session and had some good laughs. You know, life is too short. Enjoy it. And if you're not happy, then change what's going on in your life, because your happiness is all on you. It's not the job of other people to make you happy. You have to decide that you want to be happy. All right. Scraps having babies, exactly. Margie says, you are witnessing the miracle of birth. Scraps having babies. Oh, dear. Okay, so that's going to go in there. Yep. And then this one's going to go up there. Scraps breed like rabbits. I saw a baby bunny in our yard a week ago before we left on our vacation. I was watching it go in and out around my plants. I hadn't seen any bunnies in our yard for a while, but maybe I was just missing them because when we go outside, we probably make too much noise and they scurry off. I was still inside, but looking out the window. Okay, thank you, Glitter. Thank you, Michelle. Yep, that does. That makes sense. Not a problem. Yeah, if you want to spend it on digital, and make sure you do it pretty quick because I can't remember when that expires, okay? And this is going to go over here. All right, I think I need something across the top. And I've been using a lot of laces, so maybe this time we need an ivory piece of lace to go on there. I have this lace. I don't know how well it shows up. I might want to put maybe a little piece of fabric behind there. I just saw this. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it. Now, I think what I want to do is if I put this over the edge, I'm just kind of finger pressing it into place. And then if we put lace, nope, not that way. Maybe I'll just do the fabric. Okay. All right, so I'm going to fold this really well and crease it. So where's my bone folder? Okay, now I can take this piece and I'm going to line it up with the edge. I think that'll be pretty right across the top there. They are busy. The bunnies in your yard wait for you on the porch. Oh, that's fun. It's fun to watch the critters. We were feeding the birds, and then the squirrels. I'm not real happy about squirrels right now, and they may get pewed if they keep tearing up my stuff. They watched as we would bring the bird food out for the birds, and my back door to my sunroom was open because sometimes I'd leave it open just so that airflow could go through there. It's attached to the house, but it doesn't have heat and air out there. So I'll sometimes leave the door open to kind of help airflow. Well, the squirrels were coming in and they were getting in the bird food. So I had to close the doors. Well, then I had a window that was open, but it had a screen on it. And the squirrels chewed through my screen. I was not happy because I'm going to have to replace all the screens because they didn't do it to just one. They did it because there's only one window that was open, but I closed it. They did 1, 2, 3, 4 windows that they chewed through my screens, and I'm going to have to replace them. I am not happy about that. You just got a buckload of stickers to unpack? Woohoo! Well, have fun! The Crown has asked you to buy a super chat, trying to get you to spend some money, Julie. Okay, so this, just for pretty, and it's relatively flat, so it doesn't add too much bulk. I think that's pretty like that. And I keep moving this butterfly. I think I better glue it down. You have deer, squirrels, and chipmunks all the time in the yard? Yeah, we have can you have the squirrels? Come get them. We have had a turkey nest in our front yard. We've had mallard ducks nest in our front yard. We've had in the same spot this turkey, ducks, and then rabbits nesting in this little corner. I have some we call it monkey grass, or it's also called lyrope. So it's like real thin, tall, green, grass looking stuff. And it's just tall enough that it hides everybody. And so they like being out there. And then we have the next door neighbor has a raccoon that comes and visits my yard. I think I'm going to put some of this trim on here. Critters are fun. The chipmunks are like little ninjas and they have jumped off your house at you. Wow! Is it because they're trying to defend their territory? Or is it because they're like, hey, where's my food, lady? My squirrels will go out. I call it a privacy fence around our outdoor spa or hot tub. And they will get on that fence and look down at me like, okay, lady, where is the food? You haven't been putting the food out. Put the food out. And I'm like, you're not getting any of that food, squirrel. There's a rather large male. He must weigh 4 pounds, 5 pounds. He's a big squirrel. And he'll get up there and he'll sit up and then his tail will just flip and flip. All right, Michelle, thanks for coming here. All right, I think I've got it. We made some changes, but... Oh, and I just remembered. There's a pocket here, too. But I think I'm going to save that for later. Who knows? Maybe I'll find something else that will fit in there. All right, so here is the page we made. So this was from Calico Collage Exquisite Dreamer. These are stamped. These are scrapbook papers. This is from the Fairy Tale collection from Calico Collage. I just saw that this didn't get enough glue, so we're going to add some more. You need to stick where I tell you to stick. There. Bye, Michelle. They scramble up the bricks to get away from us, and then they are stuck at the soffit, so they jump off. They're like, ah! Critters are weird. Okay, and then this side, this was a Mother's Day card that was given to my fraternal grandmother back in 1981, possibly. And then this one, I like it. And then let's show you the, this is my board. So the idea of this is you have a couple of pockets here, thanks to Margie and saying to use the unicorn and the kitty cat. And then I used some scraps to make a little notepad. And then this flips over, and this is just for a writing surface so that you can put it in here, and if you wanted to write on your page, you'd have something to help keep your page writing flat. So if you want to flip it this way, you'll be able to write on here if you want. And it can be a bookmark. So you can put it in there and it'll stick out the top of the page. So that's what we did today. Yeah, you're the landing platform to get off. I hope y'all enjoyed today. Let's pick a winner of some junk bucks here. So if you haven't already entered the raffle, please do so. And I'm going to continue this on. I know I'm not going super fast. I'm just making a little bit at a time. And I'm enjoying myself. That's part of crafting. You know, just do what you enjoy. Do it at your own pace. You don't have to rush and complete a page immediately in one day. You can do it over time. Julie was even talking about how she is working on a journal just off and on, and will add things to it as she finds new things that she likes that go in her theme. Be creative. Do something fun. All right, let's see what we got here. Win some junk bucks. Well, Ninja Chunkbuck sounds like a 79 cartoon. They're gonna get you. No, 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 chickmunks. Oh, I have some rhinestones. I haven't been using these lately, so let's pop some off of here. Oh. Maybe one right here. Ugh. Let's put one right here. Let's see if we need something over here. Yeah, let's add some. Maybe this big one here. Do I want to put it... where do I want to put this? Maybe I'll put it here. There. All right, everybody. Let's pick a winner. Rhonda, you won 200 junk bucks. Like you need more. What is it? Is it the whisk? I always have to look. What is it? Whisk and glue. Whisk and glue. W-I-S-K. Okay, apparently I don't spell things right. W-H-I-S-K. I don't know what I'm doing. W-H-I-S-K. There we go. Whisk and glue. Edit. Make that 4 and submit and console. Yay, Rhonda! Woohoo! You have junk bucks that you can use, lady. All right, well, I'm going to get off here, and Henry will be home, if he isn't already, to have some dinner with me. I hope you enjoyed today's session. I hope that you're inspired. Do some creative things with the things that you have, you know. Help your scraps multiply, because if you don't, who will? Have some fun out there, y'all, and do something creative. And then let's be kind to those out there. It was interesting on this cruise that I was on. There were people from all over, all different types of backgrounds, nationalities, etc. And we were able to get along. We were able to jointly enjoy a entertaining session of music and drama or whatever it was that was on the stage, to enjoy the food venues and be polite to each other. You never know what's going on with somebody. Several times I would help hold the door open for someone who was on a scooter or maybe had a cane and couldn't move very quickly to get in. Those are just things of kindness that we should do all the time, you know, not just because we're out in public once in a while. And, you know, it might just make somebody's day that much better because you helped them, you smiled, you said hello, whatever it may be. So add some kindness to your life and say hello and share some love with those out there. Thank you all so very much for being here today. I greatly appreciate your donations, your time, your thumbs up. Leave a comment on this video afterwards telling me what you have, what's the best part of this video about you. All right, I'm going to get off here. We'll see you next week, where we'll continue on making some journal pages for my mostly white journal. And I thank you again. Lots of love to everybody. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.